Good morning, everyone, and welcome to WTBU Sports Radio. This is Boston University Women's Soccer. I'm Joe Pohorilis, and today the Terriers are taking on Holy Cross. Terriers are 1-1 this year, and Holy Cross is 1-0, only playing one game after the first game of the season against Colgate was postponed. These two teams take each other on today at Holy Cross. And after kickoff, we're about just about a minute in. Holy Cross has got it set up for a goal kick. And BU's able to get possession from there. Kate Collins, the defenseman, working the ball down the right sideline. She passes it up to Jenna Oldham. BU's working it in the corner. It's crossed into center, where Anne-Marie Jaworski takes a shot, but it's deflected wide, and it rolls out for a corner. That's going to be the first corner kick of the game. BU coming off a 2-0 victory against Colgate, where Jenna Oldham and Giovanna Pereira scored. As the corner kick goes past everyone, it goes out to Oldham in the right corner. And Holy Cross takes over. That's Kate Quinn, the forward all the way back, sophomore. She takes it up, but the ball's knocked out of bounds. And Holy Cross is going to come in with a throw-in. Jenna Barnes sends it back to her defensive line, but it's turned over to Jenna Oldham on the right wing. She's tackled out. It's going to be a BU throw-in in the Holy Cross half. It's a very early start, but BU not letting the ball get past their own half. They've been keeping it in the Holy Cross end pretty much the entire time. And they're possessing it in their own end now with Elle Conlin sending it over to the left wing. And dancing her way through several defenders is Kayla Ross, the sophomore. She's out the left wing now, tries to send in the cross, but it rolls right to the Holy Cross netminder. That's Sophia Lettieri in goal for Holy Cross. Meanwhile, in BU's end, Morgan Messner is getting the start today. BU gaining possession back after a quick Holy Cross counterattack fell a bit short after that save by Lettieri. Right now, BU in the 18. Holy Cross heads it out. Jenna Oldham jumps in, tries to get a head on it, and a weak shot comes in, and Lettieri has no trouble scooping it up, sending her team out for a kick out. Still 0-0. We're less than 5 minutes in here. BU versus Holy Cross women's soccer as Lettieri boots it out. And that one rolls out of bounds right by the half. So BU's going to throw it in, try to get a counter up. Sent back to the defense now. They're working from right to left side. Anne-Marie Jaworski now sends it over to the left wing. A beautiful arced pass to the left winger, who sends it in front. Jenna Oldham almost there to make the play. She dribbles out. She's trying to stay away from defenders. Good footwork from Oldham. She tries to cross it in, but it's deflected out by a Holy Cross defender. And it looks like, we're going to get another corner for BU. Last one went a bit wide. Wasn't a great execution on the Terriers' part, but they were still able to get possession afterwards because it went so far. Holy Cross probably wasn't expecting that as well. It's going to be Jaworski taking the corner. Cross is sent in. Good arcing play, but it hits off Holy Cross. BU still able to cover, but well outside the box. Alyssa Bourgeois sends it in from outside, but Holy Cross snuffs it out. They're starting their counterattack. Sends it all the way up, but 3 BU defensemen are back compared to 1 Holy Cross attacker, so they're able to get recovery quite easily. And they send it up the left side. BU has something now. Holy Cross on their toes. On the left side of the box, they cross it in. It's sent, and it's just wide. It looks like Giovanna Pereira ran right into the goal net trying to head that one in, but it does no good. And Holy Cross is forced to kick it out of bounds. BU's going to throw it in. And I can't see the ball. This broadcast angle is a little bit interesting. They've got some sideline cams going, alternating in and out. And they're not doing a terrific job tracking the ball here, but we'll try our best. And BU sends it out, a weak attempt, not really, more of a pass as opposed to a shot, but it still rolls out past the goal line. It's going to be a Holy Cross goal kick. Larietti calling out instructions for her teammates, trying to send the ball as far as possible. She boots it out. And the camera angle is not switched, so it looks like it's a throw-in for BU. Ashley Raphael takes it in. Pereira working on the right side now. Back to Pereira. She's got space. She's going to take a shot. Gets a little bit of lift on it, but Lettieri is able to dive to her right and put it down. Good look by Pereira. She's obviously looking to add on to the goal she scored last week. Holy Cross now sending it up. Their first rush, but a nice tackle. That's going to be called for a foul, though. Didn't look like she really tangled up the feet. Thought she got ball on mostly that one, but the refs obviously called it a foul. That was on Alyssa Bourgeois. And Holy Cross is going to have the first free kick of the game. They've got it set up now. They opt for the short pass to the side, but it's taken out easily by Lily Matthews. She sends it out past the goal line, so Holy Cross will get their first corner attempt of the game. Holy Cross, their goal scorers against Colgate last week, or against Lafayette, rather. That's who Colgate played. That's who Holy Cross played. Katie Quinn and Lexi Ansaldi, the 2 leading scorers now. Just shy of 10 minutes in, Holy Cross still setting up their attempt. Little movement in the box, a nice send-in. Oh, but Caroline Harkins was unable to get her head on it. A nice send-in from the corner, but unable to execute inside. That would have been a great look for Holy Cross to get on the board first. But Ellie Zern is able to recover, the midfielder. And Jenna Oldham has the ball back from her, back deep in her own half. BU has in their defense. They're moving it right to left. And Anne-Marie Jaworski, surrounded by 3 defenders. She does a nice job getting out of that. She and opts to go back to Messner, who sends it out left. And a nice through ball, but Holy Cross is able to knock it out. It's still in Holy Cross's end. BU is going to get a throw in. That was a nice play by Kayla Ross. She pretty much took it all by herself, moved it halfway up the field, and sent it over to the left wing. And a deep throw in, a nice cross, but Holy Cross is going to get their head on it. And Letty Airy is going to be able to scoop it up without any danger. Letty Airy, the senior netminder from Scottsdale, Arizona. She boots it out. And BU's able to take advantage of it. Letty Airy sent several balls out, whether through goal kicks or through just punting out of the box. And BU has recovered it pretty much every single time. So Holy Cross has not been able to start too many rushes into the opposite end. BU's been dominating possession for the most part so far. As the ball rolls out of bounds, it's going to be another goal kick for Letty Airy. She sets it up now. Goes off Kate Collins' head. So again, another kick by Holy Cross, not making it to their own player. That's, of course, making it hard for them to start any sequences. It's BU pressing really hard here. An errant pass by Letty Airy goes to Ashley Rayfield. She's got the ball now. Cuts into the middle, gets a nice shot, but Letty Airy able to catch it. So dangerous play there by Holy Cross. BU almost took advantage, and Jenna Oldham steals the ball again after the pass from Letty Airy. She crosses it in, but it goes wide. And BU really putting on the pressure here. Letty Airy not doing a great job sending the ball out. BU getting the ball after first contact with a Holy Cross player, or just straight up taking the kick and intercepting it. And they've created several dangerous chances, have not been able to test her too much. Most of the shots have gone wide. But either way, not a trend you want to see if you're Holy Cross. That continues. And BU steals it again. That's Jaworski taking it from the Holy Cross midfielder. And working with it on the side is Rayfield. Rayfield sends it right to Kate Collins. Kate Collins down to Pereira. Pereira working down the right side. She sends it in. And that one goes well over the net. Good shot attempt by Pereira. She seemed to have the most power and strength on her shot so far this game. She's got about 2. BU as a whole, despite the early start to the season, is about middle of the pack in the Patriot League when it comes to shots per game. Through 2, they have 15. Of course, not including the first 15 minutes of this game. We're still scoreless here. But they've got 15 shots through 2 games, which is good enough for 6th in the Patriot League. Several teams ahead. Holy Cross only had 8 in their last game. But that, of course, is they've only played 1 game before this one. Of course, all these stats can be taken with a grain of salt. Each team not having played many games at all. Most of them have played only 1 game. A handful have played 2, and Colgate has 3 entering this weekend. So still very early season, very young season for Patriot League women's soccer. They're, of course, going to have a short year just due to the COVID-19 pandemic. But, of course, they'd rather play just a handful of games, maybe 5, 6 regular season, which seems to be the case for most of these teams. They'd rather play that in the spring than nothing at all, so it's good for them to get their season in. Of course, BU's players all wearing masks. And Holy Cross ends up with the throw in here. Not much action happened in the meantime. But BU gets the ball back easily. BU just dominating possession. They have not allowed Holy Cross to complete too many passes. They've got 3 shots on goal. Holy Cross is 0. Morgan Messner, most action she's getting is getting the ball back in her own defensive half, as BU tries to work a way to get through the Holy Cross defense and get on the board. Bad pass by Lily Matthews goes to Holy Cross. And Jaworski's working it now down the right side. She sends it forward to Pereira. It gets over the defense. Pereira all alone. She tries to chip it over the netminder, but it goes just wide. Pereira was in there all alone. And that was a golden opportunity, a terrific through ball, arcing it over the defense by Anne-Marie Jaworski to Giovanna Pereira. And Pereira just had Lettieri to beat. She opted to chip the ball, which was a good play. Beat her absolutely, but it just missed, just went past the left post by about a foot or two. So just slightly off target, but BU chipping away now as Ashley Rayfield sends it over to Pereira on the right wing. She's in the corner pretty much now by herself, one-on-one. Tries to slip past the defenseman, but is unsuccessful. And Holy Cross tries to run it out, but they run out of real estate. It's going to be a BU throw-in deep in the Holy Cross half. It's Kate Collins with the throw-in. She tries to get Pereira again. Pereira with the ball. Stepping through now, takes a player down with her, and Holy Cross is left to play it out again. Pereira crawling on the ground. She looks like she's hurt. She's slow to get up. She is standing now, but that took her a while to get up. She's limping a little bit. And that'll be an interesting development. She almost took a player down with her. There was no foul. She just a lot of contact after they were both contesting the ball, but definitely landed awkwardly. She's standing and walking now. She hasn't really been moving after the ball. It's on the other side of the field now. And a gorgeous sequence by Jenna Oldham. She worked in from the left wing, cut in across the box, beat several defenders, and tried to get a cross in, but it was unsuccessful. As Kate Collins makes a nice sliding tackle to stop the Holy Cross counterattack. But it's still going to be Holy Cross throw-in. There's 27 minutes left in the first half. We're still scoreless. BU dominating possession here. It's all been all them. Holy Cross has not texted Morgan Messner at all to start this game. And BU gets the possession again, sending it through. And Lettieri comes out of the box and swipes it out. That was Lily Matthews with a nice opportunity if she could have beat her to the ball. Erin Gross possessing the ball in her own end. Sent through to Jenna Barnes. The ball gets knocked out of bounds. Good press by BU. They've been really applying a lot of pressure to Holy Cross, not giving them a ton of space. And for the most part, Holy Cross has just been choking up the ball, and BU's been getting possession back. Sent through, that's no good. Sydney Baldwin now with the ball. She sends it out left to Caleb Barnes, or to Jenna Barnes, rather. Barnes and Baldwin, both Sudbury, Mass natives. They went to Lincoln Sudbury Regional High School together as teammates. They're teammates again in college as Barnes sends it in. But that's taken away by Jaworski. Jaworski sends it in the middle. And a nice run here by McKenna Kennedy. She takes it all the way by herself, beating a few defenders. She sends it out to the corner. But Erin Gross sends it out. It's going to be another BU I didn't quite show where the ball went out. It's either throw in or a corner for BU, but either way, they're deep in Holy Cross's half. And it's going to be a throw in. That bounces off Holy Cross's knee. It's Caroline Harkins, bounces off her knee and heads out of bounds. And Marie Jaworski, a nice spin move, sends in a shot, and that goes right at Lettieri's head. But a nice play from nothing from Jaworski. She was pretty deep out past the 18-yard box, and she sent in a nice shot with a lot of velocity, but goes right to Lettieri. So not much work she had to do there, but put up her hands, essentially, and she sent it forward. It's BU ball now. They're working it down the field to the left side. It's a free kick in the left end. Sent in very nicely off Pereira's head. She tries to send it out. And a pass in from Kate Collins deflects off Ashley Rayfield's foot, but does not get a lot of speed. And Lettieri is able to pick it up without much issue. Still, BU pressing hard. Pereira pressuring Lettieri. Lettieri's made a few errant passes out of the box, so they're going to pressure her hard. She sends it out now. But what do you know? It's turned over to Lily Matthews. Lily Matthews goes down in the box. We'll see what they call it. It's going to be BU ball. It's not a penalty, but it will be a free kick right outside of the box. Matthews just went down, tumbled inside, maybe trying to draw a penalty. But otherwise, the Terriers have been doing a terrific job just pressing Holy Cross, not giving them an easy time out of their own box. Doing a nice job trafficking. Holy Cross has, obviously the passing lanes have been snuffed out by the Terriers a good amount, but either way, not great passing, especially from Lettieri. She's been pressured a lot, and none of her kicks have really made it to her teammates. And yeah, this kick is going to be right outside the box. Referee enforcing the 10-yard rule, of course, on free kicks. Holy Cross, they're deep. They're halfway between the corner of the 18 and the corner of the 6-yard box. So they plenty of space now for the Terriers. It's Jaworski setting up to take the kick. She arcs it in, and it goes off the head of Lily Matthews, but it goes just high over the bar. Still not enough power on that anyway. A lot of arc. Even if it was shorter, would have been easier for Lettieri to get the ball. As Holy Cross gets a sub in, Lexi Ansaldi comes out. Allie Rayner comes in. Ansaldi, as mentioned, was the goal scorer from last week, one of them. And Allie Rayner, the freshman from Storrs, Connecticut, comes in instead. About 23 minutes left. And BU gets the ball. Ashley Buck working it in her own end. She's got plenty of space up to half. She sends it forward. Nice through ball down the right wing to Pereira. Pereira, one-on-one by herself as her teammates come up to support. She's working the ball. Sends it back to Jaworski. Jaworski over to the left side. That was a high-arcing shot by Jenna Oldham all the way back, but that one goes wide. And BU continues to put on the pressure. They've got 10 total shots, 5 shots on goal, with just halfway through the first half. And Holy Cross sends it down on the goal kick. Paige Epp on the right wing. Epp gets past the defender. Nice move. And she's tripped up right outside the box, but the refs keep the flags down. The side judge almost put the flag up. They flipped it a little bit, but they let play continue. Epp went down hard, so it's interesting to see what they saw there. They almost called something, it seemed like. But either way, BU's got the ball now. Pereira working it up on the left end. She kicks it down to the side. BU tries to get a cross in, but a nice defensive play by Holy Cross. Looks like Elise Cobb. But I will admit the numbers on the far side of the field are a little bit difficult to make out with these cameras. So either way, it's going to be a BU corner. And it's sent in. A nice kick there. Ashley Buck puts her head on it, but it goes just wide. And another good chance by the Terriers to get on the board here goes begging. And it's going to be another goal kick by Letty Airy. Letty Airy sets it up. Sends it down the middle. This one actually picked up by Holy Cross. Probably one of the first successful goal kicks of the game. But either way, Grace Ferrara is able to get it. And it's a shot in, and they score! BU finally on the board with 20 minutes left. And that was a quick developing play. It's difficult to see who got their foot on it. There were about 3 BU attackers in the box there. Someone was able to get their foot on it as subs are coming on now for BU. 2 players coming off. Ashley Buck coming off for Margaret Berry. And that was a cross in from the left side by Jenna Oldham. And there was some confusion in the back end, but it was Giovanna Pereira. So she gets her second goal of the season, also assisted by Oldham, as the first one was. And BU is finally on the board after applying the pressure. And to solidify those substitutions, Ashley Raphael comes out for Abigail McNulty, and Margaret Berry comes in for Kate Collins instead. And I don't know if it was Kate Collins. I saw Ashley Buck walk off the field. I'm basing this off the live stats, but that was a quick shot in there by Oldham. And Pereira is able to get her foot on it to bounce it into the empty net. Letty Airy was caught off guard by the cross, it seemed. And BU finally taking a 1-0 lead with 20 minutes to go in the first half. And Claire Carew is bringing it down on the right wing. And a good tackle there by Alyssa Bourgeois. She's able to get the ball away. Holy Cross sends it back. But it's picked up by the Terriers. It's Kayla Ross with the ball there. But the ball rolls out of bounds, and it's a Holy Cross throw in around midfield on the right side. Terriers get the ball there. The ball sent out wide. Bit of a loose kick for Kayla Ross on the right end. She sends it up to Abby McNulty, the sub who just came in. McNulty sends a pass, but Holy Cross able to get it. Sydney Baldwin working with it for Holy Cross, but Jaworski forces her out of bounds. Still, Jaworski touched the ball last, so it's a Holy Cross throw-in. McNulty pressing in. Pereira working on the defense. McNulty pressuring Alexis Riley, the freshman from Franklin Lakes, New Jersey, but Jaworski winds up with the ball. She sends it up to Jenna Oldham, but that goes much too far, and Letty Airy is able to pick it up with ease. And it's Riley on the left side. She's got plenty of space. Sends it side to Barnes. Barnes got picked up by Ross, and Ross winds up with it. She kicks it off Barnes out of bounds. She takes the throw in immediately, finding Pereira on the right wing. Pereira working one-on-one. That's kicked out by Avery Gardner. Holy Cross still without a shot on goal. BU still dominating the possession. It's McKenna Kennedy on the left side. Inside to Lily Matthews. Matthews tries to get a shot in off the cross. Jaworski tries to work with it, but it's taken out by Katie Drohosky. And it's BU ball throw in. Ross will take it, gives it out to Pereira. She's got her back in the defender. Pereira with a nice recovery. She sends it forward. And that one goes wide. Went well wide. And it's going to be another goal kick for Holy Cross, as there's 15 minutes, 15 and a half minutes to be exact, left in this first half. Of course, the clock here counting down as opposed to the traditional counting upwards. So the clock will stop right at 0. There won't be any added time. And goal kick possessed by the Terriers. It's bouncing around, but it settles down to Jaworski. She sends it up to Pereira. McNulty's running through. Nice through ball to McNulty, but it's just a little bit too far, and Lettieri picks it up, immediately dumping it off to Riley. Riley to Barnes, back to Riley. Over to Baldwin. Baldwin sends it back to the other side of the field. Holy Cross working it on their right side, sending it over to Lettieri. Lettieri back to Riley. Riley, she's listed as a midfielder. She's playing more of a wing back. She's sort of on a left outside back for this game. Might be moving up a little bit more if Holy Cross gets more offensive plays, but for now, she's been settled back to sort of compensate for what BU's been able to do in keeping the ball. And we've got several more substitutions. Paige Epp and Ellie Zern are coming back onto the field. Katie Quinn and Sydney Fisher coming out for Holy Cross. Meanwhile, Kylie Bertos and Lauren Edelman are coming in for McKenna Kennedy and Giovanna Pereira. So the goal scorer for today's game, Pereira stepping out for now. Still 1-0 Terriers with 13 and a half minutes to go. And Holy Cross tries to send it out, but a nice back kick by Jenna Oldham. Sends it in to Kylie Bertos, who just came on the field, but wasn't a good enough pass, and Holy Cross is able to clear it out. BU up to 13 shots now and 6 on goal. Of course, earlier this season, they were totaling 7.5 shots per game. Of course, that seems like shots on goal, but we're not even done with the first half, and they already have 6. It's been all BU here. Holy Cross barely in the Terrier zone. And Kayla Ross is working the ball deep on the right side. She tries to find a passing option. She finds Jaworski across the field, sending it out wide, right at the 18-yard box. Oldham sends it in. And she sent it in. She got the open player. And it's hard to see who that was, but I think it was McNulty. McNulty was all alone, plenty of space, and she tried to deflect it right in off the cross one time in front of her, as if the goal was right in front of her, but she was about 6 feet wide of the goal, and she just deflected it straight out of bounds. Not sure if that was a lack of control or a lack of awareness, but either way, not the most heads-up play by McNulty. They had a very good chance to go up 2-0. Ross sends it in, but that's too far. Lem 11 minutes to go in this first half. Lettieri sends it out. That's Paige App working with it. Sending it over to Allie Rayner. Rayner back to Aaron Gross. And Jenna Oldham's able to steal the ball away. She gives it over to Ross. Ross, a tough pass. Good recovery there by Claire Orson. And Ross will be taking a throw-in. Sending it over to McNulty. Goes over McNulty's head. But winds up with the ball again. She's at center field. She tries to find Oldham wide. A nice pass, but she has to run a little bit to get there. Working on the left side, and a good defensive stop by Holy Cross. Looks like Elise Cobb on the far end. We're 35 minutes in. Terriers still lead 1-0 off the Giovanna Pereira goal. And BU is continuing their offensive onslaught. Not many high danger chances. They've sort of been choking away. They've been able to set it up beautifully, but have not been able to get good finishing looks in. But when they have, it's led to goals, it's led to scoring, and at least led to pressure for Lettieri, but the majority of shots have fallen right into her hands. McNulty with a nice steal. She gets dragged down by Shelley Blumsack. Blumsack, the sophomore forward from Winchester. And BU's going to have a free kick deep, pretty far out of the 18-yard box. Jaworski setting up to take it. All the Terriers lined up to the left. She sends the cross in. It's headed on towards net, but Lettieri is able to get it out pretty easily. It was a high header, not much direction to it, just sort of bounced up in the air, and Lettieri just jumps up and plucks it out. And Holy Cross trying to set something up here. That's turned right over to Lily Matthews. But Shelley Blumsack gets the ball back. She's working hard on Jaworski, able to get a pass off. Good play by Blumsack. But it's a foul on Kylie Bertos. And Holy Cross is going to have a free kick at the half circle. Kick is sent down, but it rolls all the way to Messner. Absolutely no one from Holy Cross there. Messner keeping the ball at her feet, not picking it up. Waiting for Holy Cross to send in an attacker, and she finally does. Pick it up. She rolls it out. Sends it forward. A risky play down the center. That was Margaret Berry. She sent it in the center near a Holy Cross player. And a risky move there, absolutely. But BU able to recover. Kayla Ross coming out wide. But it's sent down to Jenna Oldham. Ball's tipped out, but it heads back to Jaworski. Jaworski sends it back out to the left side. Oldham sends the cross in, trying to find McNulty. McNulty unable to get it in time. And that's going to be a goal kick by Holy Cross. Cross sent a little too far by Oldham. And McNulty unable to get there. Kick sent across, just 6 minutes left in the half. And it's cleared out by Claire Orson. And that actually might have been Conlon instead, L. Conlon. And the ball rolls back to Messner. No real shot on it. Messner trying to decide where to take the ball next. She just rolls it out to the side to Margaret Berry. Back to Messner. Getting trailed by Blumsack. Kick is sent out to Oldham. Oldham back to the middle. She gets pressured by Paige Epp, but sends out to Jaworski. Jaworski over to Kayla Ross on the right side. Ross sends it over to McNulty. McNulty all alone. She's got space in the right wing. Defense coming in quick. She sends in the cross. But it's kicked out of bounds by the Holy Cross defender. Looks like Kate Rohosky, or rather Caroline Harkins. Holy Cross tries to send it up, but Kayla Ross deflects it out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in. And Lauren Edelman and McNulty are applying pressure. They end up getting the ball. Went out of bounds, and we've got some more substitutes coming on here for BU. Alyssa Bourgeois comes out for Claire Orson, who's entering the game now. Lily Matthews out for Lexi Schaefer, and Jenna Oldham comes out for Juliana Storman. So 3 subs here for the Terriers. Oldman coming out after playing nearly the entire first half. Just under 4 minutes to go. BU still leading 1-0. Holy Cross needs to find a way in this next half to get around the Terrier pressure. BU's throwing everything they can at them, and they've been trying to send long balls out to try to get past the line, but they're essentially just giving the ball back to the Terriers. They need to start working the passing lanes and trying to get around with short, high percentage passes rather than long balls, which they've been relying on this whole half to no real success. And that's the main reason why they don't have much offensive action at all so far in this game. BU, meanwhile, dominating all the possession. They don't have the percentage metrics here at this level, but I'd imagine it's somewhere around 90-10, maybe 85-15. But Holy Cross not getting their foot on the ball much, especially possessing it amongst themselves. Most of their touches have been in defense against the Terriers. But BU trying to get a second goal before the halftime break. It rolls off for Holy Cross. It's going to be a BU throw-in on the far side. Sent into the left end. Dribbling in against 3 defenders, but Holy Cross snuffs it out. And the ball's sent out. It's going to be a throw-in around midfield. Terriers working along. And Lettieri got the ball back, but passes it out of bounds again, trying to send it out wide. BU sending it wide. The cross comes in, and Lettieri's there. It's hard to tell who's on that end. They were trying to find Lexi Schaefer, it seems, who's playing up. But that might have been Sturman instead. Yeah. Again, the numbers not easily seen here. And a nice play by Blumsack. She tries to send Ellie Zern out wide for Holy Cross, but Margaret Berry's all over that still. Blumsack with a nice play for the first play in the wing, essentially of the half, and there's only 30 seconds left to go. Brooke Robinson with the throw-in. She sends it into Zern, but it's booted out. There's 20 seconds left and counting. BU will get the throw-in. Sends all the way down to Sturman, who finds Schaefer out wide. Schaefer is playing up and down here. As the final seconds tick off, and that'll do it for the first half. Slow end, but it's been all BU, even if the scoreline looks close. The Terriers have dominated possession here, leading 1-0 after a Jenna Oldham cross to Giovanna Pereira put the Terriers on the board. BU with 15 total shots and 7 on goal in this first half, with 3 corners compared to Holy Cross's 1. And they've got 4 fouls compared to Holy Cross's 3. And as mentioned, it's Pereira with the goal. And Sophia Lettieri with 6 saves in her end. Morgan Messner with 0, just because Holy Cross has not been able to generate any shots, not even regular shots as opposed to shots on goal. They've got 0 in both ends. And they really have not seen much possession. I said it earlier before the end of the half that they needed to work on getting the quick passes to sort of carve up the Terriers and get into their zone rather than relying strictly on long balls, which is essentially what they've been doing this whole time. BU still doing a good job generating pressure on them and not letting them out and giving them much breathing room. And the Terriers on the other end need to execute better in the offensive zone. They're doing a good job sending the ball in. They're attacking from the wing, trying to cross in. Obviously, Holy Cross defending the center fairly well, but still, if they can cut into the center more often, try to get more straight-on shots as opposed to relying on crosses, then they'll have better luck. Of course, the one goal came on a cross, so it does work when they pull it off, but still not much execution out from the wings. And you can credit Holy Cross. They've done well to play defense and defend those crosses and defend in the middle. But both sides need to look for those openings. Still, BU doing a great job possession-wise. Tough to nitpick, tough to complain about what they're doing. Obviously, my critique was a bit nitpicky. But either way, BU holds a lead and quite a commanding one, despite what a 1-goal lead would assume. But it'll only take one lucky bounce for Holy Cross to tie this game. So we will return for the second half. It's WTV Sports Radio, BU Women's Soccer. I'm Joe Pohorilis, and stay tuned for the second half action. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with WTVU Sports Radio. It's Boston University women's soccer versus Holy Cross. I'm Joe Pohorilis. The Terriers lead 1-0 after the first half. Second half is starting up in just a few moments. Giovanna Pereira scored the goal for the Terriers off a cross from Jenna Oldham on the left side. And it's been all BU today. They are dominating possession. There's no specific metric for it, but if I had to guess, it'd probably be somewhere around 85%. As extreme as that sounds, it really has been all BU. Holy Cross, not too many plays in BU's half. And to make that point go even further, they've not generated a single shot at all today. Not even a shot on goal. Not just shots on goal, but not a single shot. Even one that went, 6 feet wide or any type of shot of that nature. They've not been able to set up anything offensively, and that's something they're obviously going to need to look to change. It's still anybody's game. One goal difference is they can get one lucky play and tie the game here, but either way, Holy Cross starts with the opening kickoff, and they're doing a lot more passing. I mentioned that earlier. They needed to rely on short passes to start the game, and that's exactly what they've been doing. Granted, it's been in their own half, but they're looking at the open player, and they've kept the ball for pretty much this whole minute. They take it back to Lettieri. Still not in the other half. Lettieri boots it down, and it's headed out of bounds by the Terriers, so it'll still be Holy Cross for the throw-in. Take center field. They went for the long cross, but McNulty was able to shut it down, and BU has the ball back again. Lily Matthews sends it back. That's Alyssa Bourgeois on the left side of the defense. Kylie Bertos is pushing in. And it's sent all the way back to Ashley Buck on the right side. Buck trips over the ball, is able to maintain it. She sends it back to Messner in net. And Bourgeois on the left side. Bourgeois protects it. Tries to bounce it off, but a nice defensive play by Jenna Barnes. She's sending it back the other way. She sends it out to the wing. A cross comes in, and Messner handles it. It's a shot by Katie Quinn on the right side, and that'll be the first shot of the game for Holy Cross. It was more of a centering pass, high-arcing cross into the center, but either way, it ends up with Messner. And that'll be Holy Cross's first shot of the game. It's Lauren Edelman working the ball up now. She sends it out wide. Some nice step-over moves. Cross comes in, but it doesn't go anywhere. It's a nice stop by Sydney Baldwin in the right corner. She eventually ends up and clears it out. Pressure turned on. It looked like it went off of Holy Cross. Looks like the ball went out of bounds off Holy Cross, but they're calling it a Holy Cross throw-in. So might have gotten away with that one there. But Holy Cross really focusing on possession. They send it back to Lettieri. Lettieri out to the left side for Caroline Harkins. Harkins sends it up to Alexis Riley. Riley in the middle for Allie Rayner. There's a stoppage in play here. It's Holy Cross ball. It looks like they're calling it a kick of some kind. Couldn't see what the issue was there. But either way, it's going to be a free kick from deep in the Holy Cross half. Avery Gardner setting it up. She sends it down. Winding up with the ball is Katie Quinn. Katie Quinn sends it in. The cross goes forward. But McKenna Kennedy is able to break it up in the back. Messner gets the ball back and sends it out wide to the right, where Lily Matthews is working on it. She passes it back, then sends it upwards to Kylie Bertos. Matthews back again on the right. Sending up forward. Sending in. His shot goes off. And it's wide. That was Ashley Rayfield. And Holy Cross working it up now. That's Sydney Baldwin, but the ball rolls out of bounds. Goes into Lily Matthews. Matthews back to McKenna Kennedy. McKenna Kennedy into the middle. Sent out to the left side now, and that rolls wide. Center back was trying to look for Alyssa Bourgeois, but it goes too far forward. As Jenna Barnes is working it downfield now, she sends it right. BU trying to clear the ball out. Settles with Alexis Riley. Riley with a nice cross in, but just none of her teammates there. And it's booted out of bounds. It's going to be a Holy Cross throw, and Riley has it on the right side. Tosses it into Barnes. Barnes over the middle to Baldwin. And that's plucked away by Lily Matthews. Matthews charging down the left side. She runs out of steam, and Alexis Riley kicks it out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in on the left end. Alyssa Bourgeois will take it. Matthews working on the left side. She opts to go in the middle to McNulty. Passes it back. That was not McNulty. That was Lauren Edelman. But either way, Holy Cross gets the ball back. Right now, it's Katie Quinn using her speed down the right side. She's going all by herself, but a nice poke tackle by Elle Conlin. And it rolls out of bounds. Alexis Riley running all the way up to take the throw-in deep in the Terrier zone. And it's cleared out. Allie Rayner hits it back to Caroline Harkins. Sydney Fisher with the ball now, sending it over to Harkins. Harkins across midfield to Avery Gardner. And BU deflects it out of bounds. Holy Cross coming with more possession. They've got a lot more ball dominance than earlier before, but the throw-in is cleared by Kylie Bertos. So definitely adjustments that have been noticeable on Holy Cross's part. BU, not too many offensive appearances as they have the ball here now. Elle Conlin sends it up to Abby McNulty. McNulty working down the left side, trying to get past Alexis Riley, who's deep in her zone, is able to clear it out. It's going to be a BU throw-in. No, they're calling it a Holy Cross throw-in. Again, I thought that went off of Holy Cross's foot, but they're keeping it in Holy Cross territory. The ball goes out there, this time undisputedly hit out by Riley as BU subs out Alyssa Bourgeois and brings Kayla Ross back into the game. Ross will take the throw in right away. She finds Edelman in the center. Edelman is forced out of bounds by Caroline Harkins, and Holy Cross will get the ball back. Off the throw-in, Kayla Ross puts her head on it, sends it over to McKenna Kennedy. Kennedy with a nice through play. It winds up with Kylie Bertos. She sends a shot up, and it just hangs over the bar. That'll be a goal kick for Holy Cross. It's the first major Terrier chance of the half, just about 10 minutes in. And possession a lot more even in this go-around. Riley with the ball on the right side. As Bertos comes out, Jenna Oldham comes in, and Anne-Marie Jaworski is subbed out for Abigail McNulty. So a lot of the starters coming back in. It's Jenna Barnes now with the ball. She sends it back over to Riley. Riley also listed as a midfielder, playing more of a, still playing that wing back position. Anne-Marie Jaworski gets the turnover, sends it over to McKenna Kennedy. Kennedy has the ball ripped out from under her as she approaches the 18-yard box. Still, BU recovers. Holy Cross coming in on the left side. We got a bit of a 2-on-3 situation. Kayla Barnes trying to streak by. It's a shot attempt by Ellie Zern, but it goes wide. And it'll be a goal kick for BU. As Lexi Ansaldi comes back on the field, Sydney Fisher comes out. The shot's 17-2 now in BU's favor. Ball sent out. Settled by Jaworski. Jaworski using some nice footwork to keep the ball in play. And a bad pass is intercepted by Kayla Barnes. It's Jenna Barnes, excuse me. Jenna Oldham winds up with the ball now. Tries to send it up to Ashley Rayfield, but a bit weak pass, so Riley's going to take the throw in. Rayner tries to play it up, but it ends up back with Ashley Buck. Ashley Buck sends it back to Messner, who came all the way out of her box. Messner outside to Elle Conlin. Conlin on the left side, approaching halfway. Gives it to Kayla Ross. Ross plays the through ball to Oldham. Oldham cutting in. But Riley intercepts it and bounces it out for a corner attempt. Jaworski is going to retrieve the ball and try to send the cross in. We've seen a few good corner attempts from BU earlier in the first half. None were able to really strike gold. Jaworski's going to try again here. Sends it up. And Ashley Buck was able to get her leg on it, but it was past the goal. Jaworski sends another cross a bit too far, and it's a goal kick for Holy Cross. Oldham pressuring now. Jenna Barnes gives it back to Riley. Riley over to Harkins. Harkins sends it across field to Avery Gardner. Gardner sending it up. It's intercepted, though. Sent up to Lily Matthews, but Lily Matthews loses the ball. It heads out of bounds, and Holy Cross will take the throw-in. Nice pressure by BU, but Holy Cross coming right back. It settles in the back for Harkins. Goes out wide to Riley. Riley getting pressured by Oldham now. Kayla Ross gets the interception, comes to Oldham. Oldham centers it for Matthews. Matthews tripped up. They're playing on. And now they're stopping it. It's going to be a BU free kick. About 20 yards outside the box. This is going to be a long one. Matthews and Jaworski are setting up for it. And the ref making sure Holy Cross is 10 yards back. Jaworski and Matthews are on opposite sides. Matthews swipes over it. Jaworski sends it in instead. It's a nice arc. It's a good look. But it heads out of bounds. Unable to get their head on it. We're a handful of Terrier players lining up on the opposite side. It's a good feed by Jaworski. But no one able to get on the other end of it. We've got 30 minutes left. We played an hour here. And BU still holds the 1-0 lead, but Holy Cross doing a better job. Still not too many chances in their offensive half. BU applying the pressure, but the possession much better on Holy Cross's end as compared to the last half. As a foul will give BU the free kick pretty much at the half line. Sent over to Kayla Ross on the left side. Ross up to Oldham. Oldham on the box. She sends a cross in, and it hits the post. Goes out of bounds. Good look by Jenna Oldham. But ultimately leads to nothing. Setting up for the goal kick is Lettieri. Holy Cross sends it out, but BU applying more pressure as more substitutions come in. Shelly Blumsack in for Katie Quinn, Claire Carew in for Jenna Barnes, and the goal scorer, Giovanna Pereira, back in for Lauren Edelman. Pereira gets the ball, heads it back off the throw-in, right outside the box. Ball sent in, but Lettieri picks it up. Holy Cross sends the ball out, but it's recovered by McKenna Kennedy. Kennedy up to Pereira. Pereira down to Jaworski. Jaworski looking for Oldman. Doesn't get rid of the ball yet. Finally does. Oldman cutting into center from the right side. She sends the cross in out wide. Will it get there? Yes, she does. She gets it. Lily Matthews is open. She calls for it inside the box, but a nice slide tackle to get the ball out of danger by Holy Cross. As Ellie Zern works with it on the left side. She sends it up, but it's deflected out of bounds, and it will be Holy Cross throw-in. And another substitution for BU as McKenna Kennedy comes off for Juliana Sturman. Got 27 minutes left. BU with the throw-in. Jenna Oldham's out wide. She's working down the left side. And Alexis Riley with a nice defensive play. Riley and Oldman have really been battling the second half. They've gone one-on-one multiple times. Both of them beating the other at least once, probably a handful of times. But it's been a nice battle between those two as Claire Carew creating some danger, but it's cleared out. Carew cutting in, but Allie Rayner recovers it. She sends it out wide to Carew. Carew working in one-on-one on Kayla Ross. She crosses in. It's taken in, but cleared out of danger. Jenna Oldman comes in, gives it back out, but Riley recovers it. Riley sends it back in to Rayner. Rayner back to Keiru. Over to Riley on the right side. Riley down to Keiru. Back down to nice passing work by Holy Cross. They're looking at the avenues. They've been able to create more offense. A through ball by Keiru. But it's chased out of bounds by Ross. Still, it's a Holy Cross throw-in. And finally, they're possessing the ball in deep in the Terrier half as the throw-in goes to Keiru. Keiru tries to send it over, but Messner able to scoop it up with ease. But still, improvement on Holy Cross's end. If they can string some more stuff together, we could see a tie game here. BU needing to get back on the offensive front if they want to secure this win. Still 25 minutes left. Plenty of time for things to change. Just a 1-goal lead. Only goal of the game by Pereira, who's back on the field, or came back on the field about 5-10 minutes ago. Kayla Ross pass intercepted. And it's sent up to Keiru. Keiru working all alone. She's got a couple defenders in front of her. But it's cleared out by Conlon. Sturman kicks it back. Conlon sends it out to Oldman. Oldham. Sees Pereira on the left side. Pereira using speed to cut in, but it's cleared out. Finds Kayla Ross up to Oldham. And Oldham stumbles a little bit, unable to keep up with the pass, and it rolls out of bounds. Riley with a throw-in deep in her half. Gives it to Rayner, back to Riley. Riley to Rayner again on the right side, trying to get it out. Sends it over to Ellie Zern. Zern crosses field to the left side. Finds Shelly Blumsack wide open. Blumsack wide coming down on the left wing. Cutting back inside. Gives it to Zern. Zern cutting forward. Gives it to Keiru. Back to Rayner. Over to Blumsack. And it's finally plucked away by Lily Matthews. Sends it over to Oldham on the left wing. Oldham sends it over to Pereira on the left wing. Pereira using speed. It's a little bit far from Oldham. Not the best pass, but Pereira retains it in the corner. Gives it back to Oldham. Oldham over to Kayla Ross. Kayla Ross is a good look outside the box. She takes a shot. And a nice shot by Kayla Ross, but it's secured by Letty Airy. Pretty much drew right to her. But a good setup there by BU. Probably their best sequence of the second half, as we're about halfway through with 22:44 to go. Holy Cross taking it now. A whiffed clearance by Ross. It ends up with Keiru on the right side. Keiru, but a nice tackle by Ross. She takes the ball away, sends it up to Oldham, past half field. Oldham, nice job to keep it in along the left sideline. Passes it back to Jaworski. Jaworski has trouble with it. Not the greatest pass from Oldham. It's eventually picked up by Zern. Zern sends it back to Riley. Riley sends it forward, but there's no one there except for Ellie Conlon, and Conlon settles it back with Messner. Messner to the other side of the field. On the right wing, it's sent forward to Pereira. Pereira cutting inside. She's looking for Oldham cross field, but finally sends it there. Oldham needs to rush in. Anticipated well by Riley. Pereira sort of telegraphed that pass well in advance. Pereira running through. Gives it back to Oldham. Oldham looking for Pereira, but Riley was there. Still winds up with Oldham again. Sending it back to Jaworski. Jaworski over to Sturman. Sturman does a good job to keep it after pressure by Shelly Blumsack. Back to Sturman. Sturman tries to send the through ball, but a little bit of a miscommunication. It was a well-weighted, well-timed pass, but Looks like McNulty on the other end and Lily Matthews were not able to get there. And Sturman goes down hard around midfield. She's brought down by a couple Holy Cross defenders. And it's going to be another free kick for BU right at the half line. Send up a short pass to Jaworski over to the right side to Kate Collins. And it winds up with the Terriers again. This time Conlon doing a nice job with the ball over to Sturman. Sturman sends a high looping pass, very accurate, very, very nice by Sturman. Given to Pereira. Pereira back to Kate Collins. Collins to Pereira inside again. Pereira, heavy touch, and that ends up with a Holy Cross defender. But it's cleared out to Jaworski. Jaworski sends it back out to Collins. Collins up to midfield and Conlon. Conlon sends it over looking for Oldham, but Riley heads it out. Carew sends it back to Riley. Riley to Harkins, and Harkins clears it forward. Looking for Ellie Zern. Ellie Zern with a nice settlement, but Conlon able to take it away from her. Looking out to the right wing. It's a far through pass. Gets recovered. Shot sent in. But it goes just wide. That was Ashley Rayfield looking for Jenna Oldham on the other side of the field, but it goes wide. And we'll be setting up another corner attempt for the Terriers. Or actually, it's a foul on Brooke Robinson. Before the cross went in, she sort of slid in. And we've got a corner right. It's a free kick right outside the 18-yard box and practically right next to the goal line. So it's sort of like a corner kick, but brought into the 18-yard box here. Lily Matthews lined up to take it. Great chance for BU, a great spot, plenty of space to send a perfect cross in. Matthews sends it in, and it's way too far and very wide. Doesn't even make it into the field of play, knocks down the Lafayette flag lining on the field as Holy Cross has flags of their Patriot League opponents lined up as a handful of substitutes come in for both sides. 3 subs for each team. Zern, Robinson, and Carew come out for Goss, Barnes, and Quinn for Holy Cross. Meanwhile, Ashley Buck, Kayla Ross, Lily Matthews all come out for Alyssa Bourgeois, Kylie Bertos, and Margaret Berry. 7.5 minutes to go. Oldham sends it over to Jaworski. Jaworski maintaining the ball, not getting a ton of pressure. She's got a ton of space. Gives it over to Oldham. Oldham inside to Bertos. Bertos tries to give it back to Oldham, but it goes too far. Still, Bourgeois comes back in the game, or she came back in the game. Sends the throw in. And it's sent up. Holy Cross trying to take it. Aggressive tackle by Bourgeois. Does well. Gets tangled up in some legs. Elle Conlon tries to send it up. But they're calling a foul, it seems. Couldn't quite tell what the call was. But it's going to be a free kick for BU in their half. It's a foul on Katie Quinn. Conlon taking the free kick from deep. Conlon with a pass on the ground to Sherman. Sherman sends it into Bertos, but it's blocked out by Holy Cross. Sent up to Barnes. Barnes. And a nice play by Conlon to keep the play alive, but it rolls out of bounds, and it's going to be a Holy Cross ball. Allie Rayner comes out for Sydney Fisher for Holy Cross. As Riley makes the throw in. Headed out by Conlon. Good play. Oldham clears it out. She came all the way back. Pereira trying to wait for the ball. Goes back to Jaworski. Up to Pereira. Pereira trips over it. Tries to stay with it. Winds up with Oldham as it pops out. Oldham tries to get past. Bounces off of Riley. It's going to be a BU throw-in. Bourgeois sends it up to Pereira. Pereira gets held down a little bit by Caroline Harkins. It winds up with the Holy Cross defense. And it's bounced off of Oldham. Barnes tries to set a pass in, but bounces off of Bourgeois. Barnes gets the ball after the throw-in, but it's intercepted. Given back to Jaworski to Sherman. Back to Margaret Berry. Berry to Messner. Messner dumps it out. Hits off her teammate and rolls out of bounds. We're just under 15 minutes left here. Still 1-0 BU. Herrera's goal making all the difference. And a nice takeaway, but Shelly Blumsack takes Berry down hard after Berry had stolen the ball from Blumsack. It's going to be a free kick for BU here. Kylie Bertos possessing it around midfield. It's stolen by Lexi Ansaldi. It's crossed in, cleared out by Berry, up to Oldham. Oldham to Pereira, back to Oldham. They're starting a rush now. Oldham cutting to center field, past the half line, over to Jaworski. Jaworski took Pereira on the left end. Pereira with it all alone. Pereira crossing it in, gets to Oldham. Oldham with plenty of space. She takes a shot. She sends the header. And it just goes wide. She tried to find, I believe it was McNulty. It's hard to tell from here. But it was a great look. Jenna Oldham tried to find the last touch to get the header in. It seemed like she had enough space to take the shot on her own. And it went wide anyway. Probably should have called her own number there. She had the space to do it. Oldham obviously very talented, one of the better players on BU's team, but she tried to set up the header instead, and it goes wide. Either way, Kate Collins and Kylie Bertos come out, Ashley Rayfield as well, and Edelman and Claire Orson come in. And BU gets the ball back. Oldham now. Sending Bourgeois wide. Bourgeois with space. She's on the left side of the 18-yard box. She cuts near the goal line. Stays with it. Keeps it in. Sends it out. It's McNulty. McNulty outside the box. Sends it up to Jaworski. Jaworski a little bit further back. Jaworski looking for options. Tries to cross it, but it's intercepted by Claire Carew. So BU pressing onward. They get the ball back. Bourgeois with it. Sends it cross field to Sherman. To Jaworski. All the way over to the left side. To the right side, rather. The right wing by the yard box. Sends it back into Sherman. Sherman with a nice cross. Oldham tries to get her foot on it, but it rolls past. And they're fighting for it in the left corner. Oldham stays up, keeps the ball in bounds, slips right past. Oldham driving in. She sends the cross forward. And a great shot attempt by McNulty, but it goes just wide. It's deflected out. It gets all the way to the sideline. Another good look by Oldham, and it's a BU throw-in. But Holy Cross is able to clear it. 11 minutes left. Conlon chasing the ball back. She sends it over to Margaret Berry. Berry, midfield, getting pressure. Back to Conlon, to Jaworski. Back to Conlon on the right side again. Conlon sends it forward. Holy Cross recovers. Nice play by Carew, but it's picked up by Shorman again. Shorman over to Oldham. Oldham has Bourgeois behind her. Oldham tries to send the through ball to Lauren Edelman, but it's picked up by Lettieri. BU picking up the offensive pressure. We're seeing more of what we saw in the first half, even after Holy Cross tried to rebound. And after the free kick out, Conlon takes down Katie Quinn. So that's going to be a free kick for Holy Cross. Carew with it now. Sends it back to Riley. Riley across field to Harkins. And that was Carew who lost her shoe on the way down. It's going to be a free kick for Holy Cross. Level with the half circle, or the top of the half circle, but still pretty deep. And the cross, or the free kick goes in, but no one's able to grab it. And it rolls out for a goal kick by Messner. 9 minutes and counting. Holy Cross running out of time. BU trying to maintain their lead. As Messner sends it out. Holy Cross with the ball back in. Carew gets defended by Oldham. Eventually sends it back to Harkins, to Riley on the right. Oldham recovers, but it's sent out to Harkins. Harkins tries to send the ball in, but it goes out of bounds first, and that'll be a BU throw-in around midfield. It's a throw-in. But Harkins is able to get it back and sends it forward. Baldwin sends it wide. Holy Cross possessing it in their end amongst their defenders. BU tries to send it up, but it's taken out. Holy Cross possessing it now around midfield. Sent up and intercepted by Jaworski. Jaworski running down now, trying to start a counterattack. She sends it out left to Oldham. Oldham has Pereira. That's McNulty instead, but McNulty called off sides. So that's going to be a free kick from their own box, essentially a goal kick. just a little further out. And Lettieri sends it away. And McNulty, off the pickoff by the Terriers, was sent out but unable to retain it. Riley throws it in to Harkins. Sends it up to Carew. Carew gets ambushed by 3 Terriers. Still comes away with it. Sends it up to Katie Quinn, who's running down the right side. She sends it into Carew, but is not on target. Katie Quinn, it ends up rolling to Messner easily in net. Will count as a shot, but nothing that really tested Messner. And some nonchalant play on the right side as some more subs come in. Ashley Buck coming in for McNulty, or actually rather coming in for Margaret Barrett, and Giovanna Pereira coming in for McNulty. It's 5.5 minutes to go. Play was sent down to Lauren Edelman. Goes out of bounds. Harkins with the throw-in. Sends it over to Carew. Edelman pressuring now. Back to Lettieri. Lettieri sends it out wide to the left side. It's recovered by Storman. Sent out wide to Riley. It's hit out of bounds by Katie Quinn, so it's going to be a Terrier throw-in. Sent into Oldham. That goes over to Riley. Pass sent over to Sturman. Instead, she sends it out wide for Barry. Sent back in the middle for Pereira. Pereira over to Oldham on the left side. Oldham settling it. Sends it up to Bourgeois. Bourgeois cuts over to Pereira. Pereira is in the box now. But the pass goes wide. And it's another... Rather, she's called offsides, Pereira. She was not behind the back line of defense. So Lettieri will get another free kick that looks more like a goal kick. Sending it forward, and it's intercepted immediately by McKenna Kennedy, who sent it up to Storman, who was knocked down right at the tip of the half circle in Holy Cross's side, and BU will get a free kick. Jenna Barnes brought down Sturman. Ashley Buck with the kick. She passes it off to Jaworski. Jaworski inside, then sends it out to Bourgeois. It's defended well by Katie Quinn. As some final subs come in, Lexi Ansaldi comes out for Allie Rayner, and Claire Orson comes out for Kate Collins. And with just under 3 minutes to go, seems likely to be the last batch of substitutions, but we shall see. Bourgeois sends it in. It's Lauren Edelman. Holy Cross knocks the ball out of bounds. It's another throw-in. Bourgeois will take it again. Clock is stopped now as they tend to stop it more as more time comes in. Holy Cross makes another substitution. Sydney Baldwin comes in for Shelley Blumsack. So, of course, I I jinxed the last bit of substitutions. We got one other one from Holy Cross. Play resumes again in the left corner. And it's a whole mesh of bodies: Bourgeois, Oldham, Pereira, Edelman, and a handful of Holy Cross defenders in the left corner trying to get something done. Oldham tries to dribble out, but it goes out of bounds. Alexis Riley looking to set a throw in quickly. Gives it to Keiru. Keiru trying to work the ball now. Sent back by Storman. And Lettieri picks it up. Just around 90 seconds to go here. Holy Cross looking to act quickly, try to get a last gasp game tire. But Oldham intercepts it. Still, it's recovered by Harkins, sent back to Riley. Riley over to Lettieri. Lettieri sends it out. It was a weak kick. Directed to Ali Rayner. Ends up with Oldham, but sent back. Goes out of bounds. Sydney Fisher with a throw-in, trying to get it off quickly. Goes back to Fisher. But Edelman picks it up now. Edelman with the steal. She's going all by herself. She's got 5 defenders around her. She tries to pass it off to Oldham. Oldham a bit too casual to the ball, but either way, Sydney Baldwin knocks it out. We're under 50 seconds now. Oldham throws it into Edelman. Edelman back to Oldham. But that rolls out of bounds. Riley sends in the throw. Headed away by BU. Another throw-in for Holy Cross. 35 seconds left. Another header off BU. Up to Edelman. Edelman to Oldham. Oldham kicks it out again. Just trying to waste some time now. Harkins now with a throw-in. Sends it forward. Headed away by BU yet again. Edelman trying to get her body in the way. Sent back to Riley. Riley sends it up. Field. 14 seconds left. It's being fought around midfield. 6 seconds. Finally cleared deep. 4, 3, 2, 1. No one's going after it, and that will do it for us here. Boston University women's soccer hangs on to win 1-0 over Holy Cross. Morgan Messner with the shutout in goal. BU with 21 shots. Holy Cross with 4. BU 10 shots on goal. Holy Cross with 2 shots on goal. That was after accumulating 0 shots at all in the first half. BU 4 corners compared to 1 for Holy Cross. Holy Cross committing 12 fouls. BU 7. Sophia Lettieri with 9 saves. Morgan Messner with 2 in the shutout. And just a dominant performance by BU, keeping most of the possession and not allowing Holy Cross many chances. So with the victory, Giovanna Pereira with the lone goal, Jenna Oldham with the assist. But with the victory, BU moves up to 2-1. Yes, 2-1, while Holy Cross drops down to 1-1. These two teams meet again April 3rd in Boston at Nickerson Field. This one, of course, took place in Worcester at Linda Johnson Smith Soccer Stadium. But that'll do it for us here. From WTBU Sports, this is Joe Pohorilis. Thanks for tuning in and have a good day.